What is up, YouTube family? Today I am bringing you with me to check out my latest project. But first I gotta finish cleaning up from breakfast.
I got tons of soul on my true collectible. Famous, so famous, #1 desirable. I do what I want when I want.
Alright, I'm ready to go. One of my biggest pet peeves is making sure that that island is clean before I'm ready to go. That's all done, all taken care of. One of the struggles of living bearded is that I just finished getting this thing all smooth, and then the humidity blasts you in the face. My facial hair goes from being this down like this to being like all horizontal all of a sudden. It's the worst. Fresh out of the shower, get everything all right, come back downstairs and blast it in the face with the humidity, and the facial hair just puffs right back out. Love my beard, hate humidity. One of my favorite things about YouTube is getting to see behind the scenes. For those of you that don't know me, I make really large-scale durational drawings, usually made up of tons of small little marks, simple little marks that are repeated over and over and over again until they accumulate into something that is much, much larger. All of the labor of making the drawing or making the work is made publicly or in front of a camera. So for me, the moments of the making of the drawing are just as important as the finished product. So all of my drawings are really just ways of giving form to time. I'm basically just making really large-scale monuments to moments as they pass. I'm here in the Crossroads, working on this brand new durational drawing for Takai Bannister at My Cuts Travel. He's an amazing barber here in Kansas City. You may know him because he appeared recently on Queer Eye in the episode called Disabled But Not Really. I met Takai 2 years ago when we first moved here to Kansas City, actually almost exactly 2 years ago, and he was the first barber I found who could take care of my beard in the way that I needed it taken care of. Fast forward 2 years later, and Takai and I were working on this brand new project over here, which you can see if I spin the chair there, you can see the beginnings of this thing off in the distance. It is going to be a 24-hour durational drawing. The idea is that his clients sit here in this chair for 1 hour out of their 24-hour day, and they get taken care of, and time sort of melts away a little bit when you're sitting in this chair. So the piece that I'm working on here is made up of 1 million or so tiny little marks, which will aggregate over the period of 24 hours until the time creates its own space on the wall behind you. And so that is the concept, that's what we're doing. What I wanted to do is give you a peek inside. This is the last day of the 24 hours for the drawing that's happening in the exterior, the cutting floor. Man, I hope the microphone can pick up that sound. My day didn't go exactly how I thought it was going to go. The plan was to sit down and talk to Kai about the project, but the Kansas City Star was there doing an article on him. I ended up taking a bunch of photographs for the article. My original intention was to document the rest of the work, to take some stills and some video footage, and then for Takai and I to have a chance to sit down and talk a little bit about some of the ways in which our work overlaps. We both work in economies of time. We are both people who invest a tremendous amount of care and attention in a sort of humble act or a simple act, and repeat it until something greater emerges from all those small efforts. In the end, it's probably around 250,000 marks on the walls in Takai's studio. The piece that sits directly in front of the barber's chair is drawn from the point of view of the barber's chair. Everything that Takai is doing in the My Cuts Travel studio is centered around the patron's experience, the person sitting in that chair. And so when I set out to make this drawing, I made sure that the primary view for this drawing is from the point of view of this chair. And so when you're sitting in the chair, the drawing lines up perfectly in ways that it doesn't in other positions throughout the room. While I was there, the range of clients that went through there is exactly the reason I love having my artwork in a space like this. Look, I've made works for private homes and private collections. I've made works for galleries and museums, work for the streets, temporary guerrilla installations, projections, all kinds of work in all kinds of different contexts. But this is the first time that I've made work in a space like a barbershop that is designed to be social. It's the first place I've made work where the central action of what's happening in the shop has this sort of poetic reciprocity with my own process. I just want to show you one thing. Before I left this morning, you can probably see that, can't you? It's been in the shot the whole time. Before I left this morning, I talked about my pet peeve, and that I like a countertop that's clean. Look at that. My kids come home from school and drop the shit on the corner. Shit's on my counter. I cleaned that up. I don't want your shit on my counter. Calm. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode. If you are brand new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe you want to hit the bell so that you get notified every time we post a brand new video. In the meantime, continue to lend your voice to the conversation. Until next time, live, love, make, learn, repeat. Now I have to go clean that mess, that shit that they left at the end. Do your kids do this? For those of you that are parents out there, are you as OCD as I am, as we are? I've got that gigantic 13-foot island and I'd like it to be sparkling clean. The only damn thing that I've got on my countertop is my espresso machine, right here. Right there, there it is. And that lets you know how important espresso is, because I don't like anything on my counter. I'm wondering what somebody who's come here and has only seen the pint videos that I've made so far is thinking right now. Yeah, the dude that made the pint videos is also an artist, a husband, a father, and I incorporate all of that shit into my vlog.